How's it going, everybody? It's Sunday, the 6th of whatever, February, 8 p.m. here, 3 p.m. Eastern. I keep being told to say my name. I figure people know who I am, but in case not, my name is Cy Twining. If things look a little different or sound a little different, I'm working with a kind of a new setup here, so if I'm too loud or too quiet, or whatever, let me know. But I had to reset everything. I've been moaning the last couple of weeks about my my laptop and the sparks coming out the back of it. In fact, here is the cause of the light show. I have it with me. Apple, for all of their design magnificence, their cables are a disgrace. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the good end. The end that was plugged into my laptop was this. And that's exposed wires, you can see. And that's why I had a problem this week. So I got another free light show and had to see to my laptop. And I nearly got rid of everything. I nearly cancelled this podcast. I nearly cancelled the Daily Dose Day. Nearly cancelled the website. I was going to have to close it down because I had no access to anything. Now I do, thankfully. So everything's sorted. And when I had everything sorted, I think I waved my external hard drive around a couple of weeks ago, and just through the week I watched it slide off the desk onto the floor. And had to see to that too. So lots of colourful language that I don't think I've used since I was at school. But everything is sorted, I think. But let me know if you cannot hear me or if there's an issue. Let me know if you're there. I can see there's about a dozen people watching, so it's always good to know there's people who turn up for this. So I appreciate it. So say hi in the comments. If you would, so I know you are there, but I just don't know who you are until you say hi, and then I'll say hi back. So we're going to do something a little bit different this week. Victor Alvis, the swine, has given. Well, I don't know that it's. Hi, Anne-Marie, how you doing? And hi, Doug, as well. I hope those comments have come up. Yes, I see Doug's has. And Anne-Marie before that, so they look a little different than they did last week, so that's something I have to work on. I'm learning as I go. That's why I'm doing this as a practice. So Vic has, well, it wasn't really a quiz. He didn't set it up as a quiz, but I am going to take it as a challenge, and he's here with us. In fact, Vic, hi Vic, I'm going to move you up there because I don't know why the messages are showing a little awkwardly. And there's another one, Oliver, hi, and Andy, who's a regular as well. Good to know that I sound fine. I don't feel fine, but if the sound quality is good, then I'm happy with that. So thank you for letting me know. So Vic has given us Couplets and Triplets, which I had to look up, and I'm still none the wiser. According to the internet, which is always right, a couplet is a pair of lines with rhyming end words, which is great. It also says it's a pair of one-way streets which carry opposing directions of traffic through gridded urban areas. which helps me not one bit. But what I think we're looking for in Bruce's songs, I'm going to pull up the page in a second, is some couplets and triplets from Bruce's songs, which are 2 lines which rhyme or 3 lines which rhyme, and then we'll put a song to it. And I am hopeless at this, so I'm hoping you can help me out. So it's good that that Vic put that together, and I appreciate it, Vic. Yes, Ollie, I did get sorted eventually. And yes, Anne-Marie, it says it's all good here in the cold, snowy States, and I've seen a lot of photos from family out in Virginia who they've moved from North Carolina. I don't know what it's like there, but I've seen the deep snow, and they're sick of it like weeks later. So I hope you're all staying safe and well, safe from the horrendous weather and safe from the obvious as well. So we're going to find a list of couplets and triplets and come up with some of our own as well from Bruce's songs. So that should be a little bit easier, but I'm going to make a fool of myself because I haven't looked at them. So I'm going to do it in front of you guys and try and come up with the answers to which songs they belong to, which I'm not very good at. And I can almost hear Vic laughing from here. Afternoon, Alicia from chilly Florida. Does it get chilly down there? There's my ignorance. I've never been to Florida, funnily enough. But good afternoon to you. Good evening from where I am. It's 8:05. So within I'm going to show it to you quickly. We have, I've already pulled up Vic's challenge to us all, which is in the Bruce Stock community group on Facebook. So if you haven't seen it, that's what we're looking at. And just before we start, just to give you time to look at that, if you haven't yet, I will give you some music to listen to. So I've been talking about the cover project that we're doing for May the 2nd, Daily Dose Day, if I haven't said it enough already. So what I'm going to do is I'm still open for invitations. I'm still extending an invitation and open to suggestions if anybody wants to contribute to that. You've got till about May the 2nd is release date, so we've got probably till mid-April. I've reached out to a couple today who I think could be really worthy additions to that, but if you could contribute yourself, if you have the means of recording and the musical ability to add to these cover projects, they've been fantastic, the ones up to now, as you'll have heard for yourself, and I will prove it to you right now. I'm going to play the very first one of these we did was back in, I always get this wrong, I think 2000 and it's either 2004 or 2006, so I'm going to play it safe and say it was 2005. It was round about that time anyway. And the very first one of these was called Shadow Hands. And I don't know if I should say this or not, but Bruce was particularly struck by, he mentioned one of the tracks to me in particular anyway, which was from Rich Steichen. Rich is from the Tidewater area of Virginia, and he contributed a version of Passing Through. And when I'm going to play it for you now, when you listen to it, you'll know why it stood out to Bruce, I think. Rich was a huge member of this community. He passed away 3 or 4 years ago now, very sadly. Him and his wife round about the same time. But I was really glad to know Rich, really glad to have met him once, actually, when I took a trip out to Virginia. So I'm going to play his version of Passing Through for you right now, if everything's set up and working properly. Here's Rich Steichen for you. That was some Rich Dyken for you. Told you it's a little bit different, that one. I'm going to guess that's why it stood out to Bruce when he heard it. Yeah, we miss Rich. He was a salt of the earth. That was from the Postcards from Tossington, the most recent cover project we did. Why Tossington? Well, ask Bruce. He called his home studio that, I believe. Ask Bruce. I'm not saying it. You're absolutely right, Alicia. He was a truly gifted member of the group. I'm laughing at John's comment. I wish you and me both, John. I wish I spoke the instruments too. So this is where I get to make an ass of myself, and you can point and laugh, or you can help me out. Take your pick. I'm going to throw caution to the wind and share my Facebook screen with you, and hope that none of my friends throw me under a bus while I'm doing it. So here you can see Vic's, I don't know if it's throwing caution to the wind as much as extreme hazard, but Vic's post is a bit of a challenge for us. Well, I've taken it as that anyway. You'll have seen it by now. It's in the spirit of Letterman. It's a top 10 list, which Vic has been busy doing a few of those, and he's been kind enough to share the first of them with us. There'll be a few, I gather, in the weeks to come. And it's a top 10 couplets and triplets. And right at the bottom, he said, bonus points if you can name the songs these rhymes came from, because I don't remember them. So he's written them. He's written half of it. He's done half the job for us, Vic, and I appreciate it. Give a brother a break. He says, I did not annotate, so we're going to help him out. Or we're going to try, or I'm going to try and put a song to each of these, and then see if we can come up with some more. So how to do this, I wonder. I'm going to go through them all. I can see Doug's had a go at number 2. So I'm going to, I'll tell you what, I'm going to post in response and see where we get with it. So number 10, I'm in trouble straight away. I'm immediately in trouble. Which song of Bruce's mentions leaves and heaves? I need to be able to see your comments so you can help me out with that. Oh, you're right. Thank you. It's Black Rats of London. And I'm going to type the answers as if it's me so I can look smart. Black Rats of London, you're right. I know I have to go through the whole song in my head till I get to the title of the song. And I do not intend going through Bruce's entire catalogue while you sit and watch me strain my face. So number 9, say, now this one I know, say, and then B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A is, oh no, I'm saying I know it, and it's just gone from it's Hooray for Tom, isn't it? It's Hooray for Tom. So yeah, I'm lost when I spell B-A-N-A-N, and I'm not going to sing it for you. Oh, this is going easier than I thought. Oh dear, it's tagging people. I don't want it to do that. Stop it. Someone called Tom Fenders, who I don't even know, is going to be alarmed in a minute. Stop, go away. Okay. Yeah, Vic, you're cheating, mate. Don't use Google. I haven't even looked at the questions until I've started this. So looking up the answers is no fair. Don't do it. Especially you set the challenge. So behave yourself. By the way, I'll tell you where you won't find the answers is bruce.com, because I don't have the lyrics. I've never known if that's the right thing to do. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not to publish lyrics because they're copyrighted. Although Vic is right, they're all over the internet. But I don't want to breach any copyright. And since that is part of what I teach for a living, I better hadn't do it. I bet I hadn't break it. Right, we're on number 8. Tennessee and Me. And my head goes straight to Tennessee Jed, which is a Grateful Dead song, and now I can't get it out of my head. Amory's having a problem looking at or seeing the screen. Let me, I can enlarge it for you a little, and then I can't do that because then I lose track of what people are saying. Now I've confused myself. This is why I practice. I have to get it back now. Yeah, if you're on your cell phone, you may have an issue, but I'll read it out to you, Amory. We're on number 8, which song of Bruce's mentions Tennessee and Me? And you've thrown me. What I'm going to have to do, I already have my site up. Now, I don't have the lyrics, but I do have the records. Which of those? Tennessee. Let me have a look around. Oh, wait, no, Amory's got it, I think. It could well be Eric Gordon. Yes, Born on a Mountaintop in Tennessee. You're dead right. Thank you. So I will add that to my list of answers. My list of answers, listen to me. And this time I will tag somebody deliberately. And number 7, I'll read it for those who can't see it, and I have no clue. No and No as in KNOW and HBO. No and HBO. Which of Bruce's songs has got HBO in it? HBO. It's got to be one of the more recent releases. Well, more recent in the last. When did Bruce start writing kind of comedic stuff? I'd say Big Swing Face onwards. So the last 20 years, that narrows it down for you. I'm looking at them in 2s, so I'm looking at the next one as well. Glove and Loves. Big Alice, if you're still there, you're a pain. I agree with Anne-Marie. No idea. I'm going to come back to those 2. Someone somewhere is screaming at their monitor saying it's ... Well, fill out the ... for us if you would. Type something in the comments. Chuck says, is it The Good Life? I don't think so. Gloves as in TSA gloves, Anne-Marie says, so that would be TSA Man, in fact. And he's saying non-secure connection. See, Vic, see what you've done to us all? I'm going to go to number 5 just because I know it. And it is, in fact, the ice cream song. Oh, I've done it again. It's the Dreaded Spoon. Thank you. Dreaded Spoon, which is... Yeah, I distinctly remember that because I had to ask what curly fries were. I did not notice. Jeff, you're right. It is Dreaded Spoon, number 5. Thank you. And I promise I've thought of the answer before I saw your help. But since you're there, Jeff, if you can help us with 7 and 6, No and HBO and Glove and Loves. We think might be TSA Man. A couple of people have said that. I put a question mark next to it for now. Number 4, I know. I can hear it. I think this is the first one I've said I know, and I'm actually confident in the answer, and I haven't drawn a blank on it. Space is the place. I can hear it's either Russell or Keith. Anne-Marie, I have a seal of approval from Anne-Marie. Thank you for that. Jeff is also stumped. I feel happier in that. Jeff, it's the other way around. You're typing the answer after I've said it. Let me find number 3. Tottery. See, this doesn't even rhyme when you have my accent. Tottery, watery, and lottery. I'm in trouble again. Tottery, watery, and lottery. Is it that song that's got quivery in it as well? Quivery and home delivery. Jeff, I'm pulling your leg. Just like Vic's pulling my leg. Tottery, watery, lottery, and I'm thinking quivery and home delivery, which is a song from the musical, so that's really obscure if you've got that one, Vic. And if you haven't, then I've come up with my first couplet. Quivery and delivery. Let's take a look at the comments. People are saying simple prayer. Is that right? Oh, you say it's simple prayer. I'll take your word for it. I'm going through it in my head now. Yeah, something about win the lottery. You're right. It is simple prayer. I did say, to be fair, I am terrible at putting lyrics to songs. As I am with this one too. Bunk, junk and trunk. You what? Number 2, bunk, junk and trunk. Now there is a song about shoving somebody's body in the trunk. I should pay more attention. For as much as I listen to the music, putting words to songs is not my strong point. Wow. And I feel like 2 and 1 go together. Are you swerving me there, Victor Alvis? Have you put the same song in twice? Bunk, junk, and trunk. The reference there is something to do with sticking somebody's body in the trunk of a car. Do you even call it a trunk in the States? Am I completely barking up the wrong tree? The trunk of a car, like the back of a car. And I feel like that goes with the whack and attack and jack. Because that's jack as in a car jack. But I don't know the song. Look, there's 3 blanks here. No and HBO. Bunk, junk and trunk. Whack, attack and jack. Triplets is the 3 rhymings, and that's where, obviously, and that's where Vic has got us. And am I wrong? Do those bottom 2 and 1 go together? Because I'm wrestling with it. Well, while we think of that, while I drive myself crazy with that, can you think of any yourself? Of any of Bruce's own or your own couplets or triplets of Bruce? Now, do they have to be consecutive lines? Do they have to be so? Whack, attack, and jack, were they at the end of 3 consecutive lines, or no and HBO? Were they one after the other, or can they be like the second and fourth line? Is that what a couplet is? I got A in English literature and English language for the fat lot who used that, did me. So here's one. So linger and fingers. So let the spirit linger. Spider fingers. That's kind of a couplet, isn't it? Couplet would be linger, fingers, or Hannen and repetition. That kind of rhymes. Hannen book. Get out your Hannen. So what other couplets or triplets? I've been missing a bunch of comments here. I've just realised I hadn't scrolled down the screen. My screen got stuck. HBO song was on solo concerts. Well, thanks for that, Vic. You got that album. I don't know if you're helping us or just teasing us. 7 is from the musical. So he's going to give us the hints, but Vic, you're reveling in this, aren't you? I'm with Anne-Marie. I can't think of the name either. Chuck thinks he's from Big Swing Face. Vic's been helping us all the time, and I didn't even see the comments. Finances are totally. Liquidity is. Thank you. But what's it the answer to? Number tottery, watery, and lottery is simple prep. Oh, I already got that. Vix's 7 and 2 are from the same song. So, No and HBO, Bunk, Junk, and Trunk. Paperboy is Trunk. So Trunk is, sorry, I'm behind on the comments here. I hadn't seen them. So 7 and 2, are they both? Oh, they are. Vic. You put the same one in twice, you roister, you. Paperboy and Paperboy. Thanks again, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie's kind of the champion with this, I think. Yeah, she'd come up with the answer too. I should have looked further down the list, shouldn't I? Jess with us as well. Always says the same. Yeah, I'm with you, Anne-Marie. I'm singing it too in my head. I'm not going to do it in front of you guys. A good one, Ollie. That's a good example of a couplet. Hash and trash. Take out the trash. He's even given us the little emoji for trash, which I didn't know. Yes, and another one, sour mash. So that's a good example of I guess that would be a triplet, right? Mine and Clandestine. Jeff, you're going to have to help me out because I don't know what song that is. Or are you just doing that to confuse me? Mine and Clandestine. What song is that? Yes, thank you, Vic. It is Paperboy. Are we missing any? Number 1. Whack, Attack, and Jack. So which song is that? Whack, Attack, and Jack. You've got one left to get. And then I've got one for you. I didn't come unarmed to this fight, Vic. I've got a challenge right back for you. I'm the same as Amory. I have to sing it in my head, so I don't get it. Somebody help me with the last one. We've got one left to get. Whack, Attack, and Jack. I'm scrolling through the comments and I don't see anybody has it yet. Now, I did say I think 2 and 1 go together. Is it Paperboy? Have you put the same song in 3 times, Vic? You swine. You have, haven't you? You have. I'm trying to place it in the song Whack and Attack and Jack. John's saying, is it Where's the Bat? Doug's thinking Prairie Dog Town. I'm tempted to go with Anne-Marie here. She's saying it's Paperboy. I think she's right. He did. There's a confession for you, Vic. Victor Alvis wrote a quiz. How many songs has Bruce written? Bruce has written 140 plus songs. And Vic's very first quiz for you had Paperboy in it 3 times out of 10. That works for me. 160. And laughing emoji says you deserve that, Vic. And for our own, we have, what did we have for our own couplets? And then I'm going to give you now I have to find the right word for this. I'm going to give you a quatrain in response. And I'll even tell you what it means, because I had to look at the right word for this. You can probably guess. So we had trash and mash, didn't we? I haven't credited the right people, but you'll see it in the comments. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. If you have any more, then add them to the comments. People have said to me, sorry I missed the show, or the show, you know what I mean, podcast. When you were doing it, I just said, well, it doesn't matter, you can watch it back. Same as it's on YouTube. You can watch it back on Facebook, and it'll still be there for you to. I can't move my windows. I'm just moving. Oh. Yeah, you can watch it back on Facebook. You can watch it back on YouTube and Twitch, which I've used maybe once in my life, but it shows up on Twitch too. Just search for Bruce Hornsby or search for Bruce.com, and you can watch it back if you want. Now I'm going to give you a. Yes, you're right. 4 lines is a quatrain. So I'm going to give you one of those in a second. Doug says that was tough. You're right. It was. I don't know how many of those are. I think I got 3 of those myself. The rest of them I needed your help. Alicia, yes, I'll read them back too. So number 10, Leaves and Heaves was Black Rats of London. Say and Banana was Air Gordon. Tennessee and Me was Paperboy for the first of the hat trick. No and HBO. Oh, sorry, I've said that wrong. 8 was Air Gordon for Tennessee and Me. 7, No and HBO was Paperboy. Number 6, did we get 6? Was it TSA Man? Glove and Loves. No, that's Dreaded Spoon, right? Help us out there, Vic. I think that's Dreaded Spoon. And I'll leave that there. Number 5 was Dreaded Spoon. I think you've swerved us again, Vic, haven't you? Yeah, number 5, Cone and Moan and Cake and Wake and Pies and Fries was Dreaded Spoon. Number 4, Spacing, Disgracing and Racing. It's either Keith or Russell rapping it, but I can hear it in my head. Space is the Place. What else do we have? Yes, you're right, Anne-Marie. The Dreaded Spoon is the glove box where he hides the spoon. So yes, it is. Gloves and Loves is Dreaded Spoon. Then we got the second of the triplets of the couplets. Number three. Sorry, number three, Simple Prayer, Tottery, Watery, and Lottery. Number two, Paperboy. Number one, Paperboy as well. Bunk, Junk, Trunk, Whack, Attack, and Jack. So, yes, thank you, Vic, for clarifying that. The glove one is Dreaded Spoon as well. So, I shall tag you in this and say thank you. For participating. And a quatrain, as Anne-Marie correctly just pointed out, is 4. So I'm not going to name the words. I want you to tell me a song of Bruce's with a quatrain in it. So these are 4 consecutive lines. You could even say 8. I'm going to have to check now. That rhyme consecutively together. My other problem is when I type something, I say it out loud. I drive people crazy with it. It's also not very helpful if I'm typing in my password. I'm like typing it and saying it out loud. So I'm trying not to say the name of the song out loud. So which of Bruce's songs has a quatrain in it, or 4 we'll say 4 consecutive lines? And I'll give you the answer to that next week. I'll post the question. Now, Vic, what are you saying there? What would you call 18 straight rhymes? Rate, abate, hesitate, relate, skates, elevate, skate. I'll go. Okay, well, I'm thankful you put the word levitate in there, because I was immediately going to panic mode thinking, what song is this? Yes, you're right. Is that 18? Wow. Well, my 4 sounds pathetic now, but I'm going to run with it because I prepared it anyway. Which of Bruce's songs has 4, if you can think of a song with 4 consecutive lines that rhyme in it? I'll post it as a question and separate to this thread on Facebook and see if anybody has the answer. And there's another question as well, which isn't from me. I had an email through the week and I am stumped from someone. I apologize if they're listening because I can't tell from the name if it's a male or female. Carson Jen. It could even be Jen Carson. Wanting to know the name of a song. And I'll read you the email because I'm stuck. He says, or she says, I'm trying to find my favourite Bruce Hornsby song, but cannot remember its title. Cannot remember its title or locate the song on any streaming services. It was recorded at a concert. It's about the crew that supports his concerts. There's also a vocal part at the end by a female vocalist. I think the track is around 6 minutes. Please help. And I'm thinking, what song about... Bruce has not written a song about his road crew, which I know that for a fact. And I went back to Carson and said, I just threw Celestial Railroad out, thinking, is it maybe this? Because I'm guessing not a big fan, or even which female vocalist it could be. If it's not, I don't think Mavis Staples has sung with Bruce live anyway. Anyway, it wasn't that. Debbie Henry is likely the female, unless somebody sat in with Bruce, so it could have been Bonnie Raitt, could have been Sean Colvin. And Carson came back anyway after I said Celestial Railroad, saying this is a very nice song, but it's not the one. So I'm guessing Carson maybe not a huge fan. Goes on to say, I remember now that the vocals at the end of the song feature a beautiful female voice. I think the lyrics include something and I'm realizing as I read this, I might know the answer. Carson says, I think the lyrics include something like, please stay a little longer. The opening lyrics, I think, also includes something about roadies and how his crew makes the show happen. I'm starting to think I might know the answer. Anyway, the email goes on. I don't know if that helps, but I've been trying to locate this song for several years. I heard it once in a store and then raced to the manager to find out what the track was. Amory's saying a song about depression. Carson. Right, now there are two comments. One from Doug saying she heard Lost Soul, Sean Colvin from the Sensitive Ones. Doug says, and you're on the right track. And Chuck's on the same lines as me. I think this is Jackson Browne. I think this is Stay by Jackson Browne. So the only time I've heard Bruce sing this song is with the so-called Sensitive One. That's the only song that mentions roadies. Alicia's right. Lost Soul doesn't mention roadies. So you seem to be in agreement. But what store would be playing a bootleg of a concert? Because none of those were released. They were using some streaming service. All right, so someone's had it on Spotify or something. There's some quite good quality recordings of that tour from, would have been 99. Thank you. You are all the fount of knowledge. Sometimes people get Bruce and Jackson Browne confused, just as they do Mark Cohn and Bruce, or just as they do who else? Billy Joel sometimes with Bruce, or Huey Lewis and Bruce, and sometimes Jackson Browne and Bruce. So if she's heard a female vocalist, the version of Stay I've heard Jackson Browne do didn't have a female vocalist, unless it was that live version. So thank you all. I'm going to go back and say I've put it out to the hive mind of the Hornsby community, and you've come back and said Stay. I started to realize as I read that out that was probably the answer. So thank you for your help with that. Is that the actual title? The Loadout? Dan Galloway, I need to contact you. Look in your inbox just as soon as I finish this little effort, because I need some help from you on something. So Lost Soul would be right. The female vocalist threw me a little bit. I think I'm going to go and listen to it in a second. Jackson Browne, I believe, is the Loadout. Is that the right name for it? I'm calling it Stay in my head. Or are they two separate songs? I'm not a huge Jackson Browne fan. But thank you. I for sure that mentions Doug's maybe clarified that there. So for sure that song does mention roadies, and it doesn't have, I don't know if it's got a female vocalist, but yes, that will be the Sensitive Ones, as Bruce christened them. It was Sean Colvin, Jackson Browne, Bruce, and Bonnie Raitt, and David Lindley as well, and Wally Ingram, each together. The Loadout is followed by Stay. So I'll go back and give our new friend Carson an answer. So that's about it, I think, for this week. That's by far the longest one of these I've done, I think. So thanks to Vic for that. That was a little bit of fun there, trying to put together 10. Well, I was going to say 10 different songs. It wasn't 10, though, was it, Vic? It was 4 or something. It was 5 or 6 different songs, and putting a version of and putting the lyrics to the title, which I've never been good at. It was a huge concert. It was a huge tour, actually, and I went and saw. It was the first time I met Bruce, actually, in Washington at the Gorge. I'll not bore you with that story again, but yes, I went to the Gorge eventually to see Bruce and Jackson and Sean and Bonnie Raitt. It was a fantastic show, and there are a couple of, look out for them. I might put some up if I can find them. Some really good quality recordings of those shows. So that's about it. I will come back to you next Sunday. Do a little bit more work through the week on the Daily Dose Day, because it is a lot of work. I'm going to have a very, how can I put this? I've been working on what I've been calling a top secret project. I don't know why I don't just tell you what it is. There's nothing. I do like to surprise people, but well, I do know why I didn't tell you. It's because I didn't know if I'd have it finished or not. May the 2nd is a long time away, but I've been talking about this huge project I've been working on for Bruce. It's never been done before. If I can get it finished by next Sunday, I'll tell you all about it. How's that? And I'm fairly confident I will do. I've had a lot of time on my hands the last week or so to work on it. And although I'm not going to give it to you until May the 2nd, I can tell you all about it for sure. And I probably should advertise it a little bit too. So I will leave you with that for now. Thank you all so much for taking part and contributing to that. It's been really fun. I enjoyed that. Just as give a clue, there are 31 parts to this, and I have completed 30 of them. I don't know if that's a clue or not. That's kind of a vague clue. I'm swerving you a little bit there. It's a bit of a crafty clue. But I'll tell you all about it next Sunday. I've had some help from the inside who've been able to help me with this a little bit, some well-placed sources. So been really good to talk to you all today. Appreciate it. And thanks for contributing. You make this a lot of fun. And I will, no, it's not a sushi tray that says changes, John. I will talk to you all next week. Appreciate it. Stay safe and look after yourselves. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. I'm looking for the finish button here because that's why I'm stalling. There it is. That was a professional way to sign off. Take care, guys. Thanks so much. Speak to you soon.